Welcome to Reading with Emily. This is Emily. I have sort of a happy book mail from eBay, package opening of some used good condition books, about 4 different packages here to open. I'm going to do it with you on camera so we can see together what I got and what these books look like, starting with this heavy little package. I've purchased a lot of books on there from different sellers, so I don't know what is what when they arrive, but we're going to look at it together. And I just finished a video this morning of some random mystery box of 10 fiction mix, and I showed you what was in that box. So you can kind of get an idea of what you'll get if you buy random mix books on eBay, what they call mystery boxes. And I'm not sure it's something I'll do again, but I showed you what was in there. I tend to like my books in very good condition in order to, because I'm very proud of the collection I have on my shelves. So let's see what's in here. I've ordered, I'm excited. I've ordered a whole bunch of, this would be the mix of classics to go with my Barnes & Noble Classics collection. I'm missing a ton of books from that collection. I've been acquiring them gradually. Ooh, I'm so excited. Absolutely beautiful. I have about 15 of them. Now more. Let's see what's in here. So, very nice packaging job, I do have to say. So we have Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And this is what the Barnes & Noble Classics look like. They all have that little gray square on the top that say Barnes & Noble Classics. These books were purchased what is listed as very good condition. And there's also a like new, which is one step above it, and new. So this is very good. So I'm pleased enough with this. What I find is a lot of people buy these classics and they never read them. So classics are the easiest books to get secondhand in great condition. This is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Nice big chunky book. So another one I didn't have. We have here Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. Another one I didn't have. So I am going to be rereading all the Jane Austen novels this year. I've only read a couple, Mansfield Park and Pride and Prejudice anyway in my lifespan. Even with my undergraduate degree in English literature, we only had to, it was such a vast array of literature. The British literature actually didn't get as much time as I would have liked. Fascinating book, love it. The Phantom of the Opera, Gaston Leroux. So I think I might have covered this on my children's literature training channel, even though it's not really a children's novel, but it's a classic Gothic novel. Absolutely brilliant. Much better than any movie rendition I've ever seen of it. Here we have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, another one that I didn't have. So these covers are really lovely. These books are almost I would say these books would have qualified for like a like new category because these look fantastic. So I'm really happy with these. And we have, of course, Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens is one of my greatest loves. I am the biggest fan in the universe. Christmas Carol is my favorite novel of all time. I really, really love his novel Bleak House as well, which I read probably 20-something years ago, and I'm ready to read it again because I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember that I loved it. So I bought one of those for this collection as well, which might be in one of these packages. Let's open package number 2. Package number 2, we have, and I have to say that classic literature is by far my favorite category. Probably because I'm a literature major, and writing these days just does not match in any way, shape, or form what was written historically over time. Here we have 2 more. This one has a little boo-boo on it. This is The Enchanted Castle and 5 Children in It by Edith Nesbit. See, it has a little boo-boo right there. At least when they're on my bookshelves, this is what you see is the spine, and you can't see it. And yeah, Edith Nesbit's books do have some illustrations, and this is technically considered children's literature, and this is something I'll be reviewing and discussing on my children's channel. Okay, enough cat drama there. Come on. Cats are not getting along. Hey. Here we have, ironically that I mentioned this, I have Bleak House by Charles Dickens. Huge book, brilliant book. I mean, it's been 20 something years since I've read it. This is actually the first Charles Dickens book that I read that launched me into literature, where I pursued my bachelor's degree in English literature a bazillion years ago. So absolutely brilliant book. Charles Dickens is not for the light of heart. It is complicated reading that requires a literary analysis and a literary eye, patience, and an appreciation for very detailed, amazing, talented, and brilliant and lyrical writing. So it's not really for so much for the entertainment, but he is absolutely fascinating. He's probably my favorite writer. Next we have, I don't know, but it's kind of chunky. Let's see. It's amazing to me the way that when you buy books used on eBay, the different ways they come to you, the packaging. I have literally seen it all. We have an amazing store here where I live called Smith Family Bookstore. It's a secondhand small family bookstore, but it's not small. It's in a huge 2-story building, an old building, and they have used books, like new books, brand new books at used prices, anything you could possibly want, out-of-date books. I do spend a lot of money there. Come on. Ugh. And we have 2 more classics for my collection in a bag. I've actually seen them come wrapped up in tin foil. So we have, yay, The Last of the Mohicans by James Fenimore Cooper. Last of the Mohicans is probably one of my favorite movies of all time with Daniel Day-Lewis. Probably seen it a dozen times, if not more. And it's the only movie that I've ever seen in the theater 3 times in my life. I think I've only seen 2 other movies in a movie theater twice, and those were both Star Wars movies that my son made me go to. But anyway, absolutely adore Last of the Mohicans. I remember trying to read the book during my undergrad, and I was in my late 20s then, and it was rough. So years and 2 more decades of reading and studying literature and teaching literature, going back to look at it now, because I read a chapter for free online. You can actually comprehend, understand, and read differently when you're older. It's very interesting, but that's a rough one. If you're new at classic literature, I do not recommend you starting there. And I have, of course, the selected stories by O. Henry. These are going to be shorter stories, and let me just tell you what's in here. If it says, I believe it has. How many stories are in here? And by the way, he's a brilliant writer. We have, oh, it doesn't really list it. Oh, that's interesting. They don't list it in a table of contents. Oh. So we have, oh yeah, the last leaf is in here. The Memento, Hiding of Black Bill, Friends of San Rosario, The Caballero's Way. Ooh, that's a great story. Literary Lover, The Green Door. So this is a good place to start because they're classic literature, short stories, and you can consume them very quickly, and you can just flip around. You don't have to read in order. So I'm so happy to have more additions to my collection. We have 1 package left. It's a big old fatty. Ooh. This is from one of the other eBay stores that I really love. I mentioned in my previous video Thrift Books. Thrift Books has a website, but they also have an eBay store where I get most of mine. Most of the time when you search for a book, like let's say you want to get a copy of Harry Potter or the Sorcerer's Stone, whatever, and you search for the title, a list will come up, you go to lowest price. Usually one of the top few is going to say Thrift Books, or this is my second favorite one, it's called Second Sale. And I've gotten a lot of books from Second Sale. And I think I just got like 35 books I bought a week or 2 ago, and it was probably only $80 maybe. It was a really good price. Oh, me likey, me likey, me likey. These are kids. These are going to be middle grade books. We have Megan Morrison's Transform, The Perils of the Frog Prince. Absolutely brilliant. This is, well, this is actually probably more young adult, but it's retellings of some of the classic fairy tales. And it's actually full novel length. So this would be actually young adult, even to adult, I would say. And it's praised for the Time series. You've seen just all over the place, maybe online, I don't know, but there's Rapunzel, and there's one other one which I have, which might be in this package, because that I bought that I haven't got yet, and I have read the first one, which is absolutely brilliant. Ooh, this is Theodore Goss's The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. So this is a scenario where I'm buying the hardbacks because I know I'm going to love the books, and I've researched and I've seen these covers and I love them. And I like to choose books that not only I want to read, that have gorgeous covers that are going to look nice in my collection. So this has gotten amazing reviews. Quite a few people I know have read this. So I'm really excited about it. This is about the offspring to Jekyll from Jekyll and Hyde. Mary Jekyll, alone and penniless following her parents' death, quickly finds herself drawn into the streets of her father's mysterious past. A clue leads her to believe that Edward Hyde, her father's former friend and murderer, may be nearby, and there still is a reward for information leading to his capture, a reward that would solve all her immediate woes. So I love when they do novels that are spin-offs of old classic stories. I'm just going to adore this. I absolutely know it. Let's see what else we have in here. Ooh, love it. This is gorgeous. This is TL Huchu's The Library of the Dead. Another cover that I absolutely loved, and I wanted this. And this again was a very good condition. It looks brand new to me, and I think this was like $3.98. This book. So this is gonna be part of my series I'm gonna do on novels and books about books. I have about 17, 18 of them. A few I didn't have, which it was this one. I'm adding to it, and I'm going to do a whole video about all of those books. So for book lovers who want to read novels that are all about bookshops and books and librarians and writers, I'm accumulating a reading list. This says, when ghosts talk, she will listen. Ropa dropped out of school to become a ghost stalker, and she now speaks to Edinburgh's dead, carrying messages to those they left behind. A girl's got to earn a living, and it seems harmless enough. Until that is, the dead begin to whisper that someone's bewitching children, having them husks empty of joy and life. It is Ropa's city, so she feels honor bound to investigate and help, but what she learns will change her world. She will play with death, discovering an occult library and a taste for hidden magic inside that library. She'll also experience dark times, for Edinburgh hides a wealth of secrets, historically and through time. Oh, so this is kind of like The Sixth Sense meets Stranger Things is what this book is all about, so I'm really excited about reading that book. It's really beautiful, too. Here we have, another one for my Books About Books video series and collection. This is an autographed copy of Carrie Mayer's The Paris Bookseller. So, heard so many things about this book. I'm very excited about it. This is kind of along the lines of The Little Bookshop on the Seine and The Christmas Bookshop, some books like that. This one might be a little more serious than those. Let's see. The dramatic story of how a humble bookseller fought against incredible odds to bring one of the most important books of the 20th century to the world. Love these kind of stories. When bookish young American Sylvia Beach opens Shakespeare and Company on a quiet street in Paris in 1919, she has no idea that she and her new bookstore will change the course of literature forever. Shakespeare and Company is more than a bookstore and a lending library. Many of the prominent writers of the lost generation, like Ernest Hemingway, consider it a second home. It's where some of the most important literary friendships of the 20th century are forged. And I'm not going to read the rest. It'll be a surprise when I do my video of Books About Books. Another gorgeous book that I know I'm going to love for my book collection. And I will talk all about my Books About Books in that series. I have one more that... Oh, that's not going to work. Damn. Excuse me. Darn. This one came without its cover. I do not like that, so I'm going to have to contact them. This book is called Seraphina. It's by Hartman. It's a children's novel, and it's got a gorgeous magical cover, and it came without a cover, so I'm going to be contacting them about that one. So, but Seraphina is one of those kind of Harry Potter-ish spin-offs about a girl that gets involved in myth and magic, and I do not like books without book covers, period. This really shows you that the covers are everything. Covers are what appeal. Covers are what make people click and read summaries. Covers are what helps push you to want to read a book. Covers bring you into the story based on what you see ahead of time. You kind of know what you're getting into. So this does not appeal to me. I am definitely a cover person, but excited to read the rest. Keep an eye out for more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video.